So we are live for the men's open final 9 holes. It is tied at the top between Geelong's Paddy Robinson and also Geelong's Jarrah Sweeten, 12 under par on the Drysdale disc golf course. Players have driven. We have Rick Capalco. He's got that high, but he has clipped trees and dropped his centre fairway on this hole 1, par 4. Dave Bandy representing Discology. Pure as a gap. Slides his drive up the hill. He's got a low ceiling putt, about 15 metres. Here we have Jarrah Sweeten, just assessing as to what throw he may take. His wife Cassie Sweeten, sponsored by Innova Champion Discs, seems to be looking up for a Heiser bomb to get himself around the corner. He has snuck through. He clipped a couple of small leaves, but he's clear on the fairway, and he'll have a simple up and down. Here we have Team Latitude 64's Patrick Robinson from Geelong. He's put himself in a very good position. That's exactly where you want to be. Paddy's a very proficient sidearm thrower, but which would suit this here, but it looks like he might opt for the straight mid-range. He's still about a good 90 metres uphill. That release was low, but he is still on fairway. He should be able to get up and down from there. Rick's upshot. Clips trees, but drops within about 4 metres of the basket. He should get up and down from there. We've got a cluster of discs here, just left on the fairway of the basket. I believe Dave Bandy from WA said it was a gaggle of discs. I'll go with that. Jarrah on bended knee. My sincerest apologies to viewers out there. Unfortunately, Andrew Ferguson has a very bad Samsung Galaxy S6, which decided to poo itself, and I missed our players putting out. But it's safe to say that here's Patrick Robinson, Latitudes 64s indeed, who's I believe, am I correct in understanding that we had 4 fours on that hole? Alright, beautiful. There we go. Patrick Robinson giving us the update there. No changes to the score. Apologies again for the break in coverage of the players. We've just hit off on hole number 3. All drives seem to have landed in reasonable areas. We've got Dean Cushing here from WA. What are you thinking? What are you thinking so far?
Well, they're teaching me a thing or two about the holes. Don't hit trees. I mean, is what you got to do. and get some power in your drive.
Words of wisdom from Mr. Dean Cushing.
On the spot.
Simple but true. Here we have Jareth just scratching at the ground like some sort of bush turkey. Oh, and he's gotten onto that one, ladies and gentlemen. He's punched that gap beautifully, and he has just put that right on top of that rise, and he'll be looking at about a 6 metre putt. Beautiful. Now Rick's caught a branch straight off the tree. No, he hasn't. He has put that thing at least 110 metres down the fairway. He's looking at about a 18 metre upshot for his par. But knowing Rick, he'll probably run it. Here we have Western Australia's Dave Bandy. Doesn't like to be seen on camera, but we like it. All the way over from Perth.
Perth, West Australia.
Perth, West Australia. Team player for Discology. And he's going to be looking at around about an 80 metre upshot here. And Dave with his ADGC Star Rock pumps one, and he's hyzer that in very nicely. He'd be looking at around about a 5 metre putt. Team Latitude 64's Patrick Robinson. He's put that one over that slight rise inside the circle. He'd be looking about a 6 metre putt. Rick Capalco, Queensland, Brisbane. He's looking at around about a 12 metre putt here. Over a slight rise to a basket on a hill. He has a run and he's hit the front of the basket and dropped. Good bid from Mr. Capalco. He's all smiles though. Here we have Discology's David Bandy. He's looking around about 11 metre putt, uphill. And he's just come up a little short, hitting the front of the basket, but dropping safely. And unfortunately, this is what can happen in Drysdale. That's about a 25 metre roll away. You may not be able to see it, but the elevation here is dramatic. So Paddy's flicked up a sidearm. He's left himself about a 2 metre putt. Here we have Jareth Sweeten, Geelong Disc Golf, and tournament director. Pop goes the weasel. Jareth Sweeten cans that one from about 8 metres, to the delight of this crowd here. Patrick puts in his putt, the par, as do Rick and Dave.
Well, changes.
Absolutely right. Mr. Lomax here from Mundaring Disc Golf, from Bolt Coffee Disc Golf.
Well, what really happened there, Andrew, was that Jareth Sweeten really drilled that putt. He got it in there, and the other guys, they dropped a couple of shots on that one. So it's getting really hairy right now.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, my sincerest apologies again. And unfortunately, I've missed the first 3 tee-offs. Dave teeing off on hole 6, the third hole of the final 9, is clear of this very, very tight gap. Jareth teeing off first, also clear, and he's down on the green. Rick Capalco has teed off, and he also is clear. Here we have Patrick Robinson. He's clipped something early, but I think he's at least out on the fairway. He'll have himself about a 50-metre upshot. There may or may not have been a slight discrepancy in the score before, which might have been picked up by myself. Jareth Sweeten, 13 under par. Patrick Robinson, 11 under par. Rick Capalco, 9 under. David Bandy, 8. Joshua Brown from WA has decided that he's going to show off his badge from the Mundaring Sporting Club disc golf section. The youngest member and avid disc golfer. I'm just going to creep myself down. Patrick Robinson has put himself about 1.5 metres from the basket for his upshot. He's got a safe little tap in there for 3. Here we have Rick Capalco with his drive. He looks like he's got about an 18-metre shot. He's had a go, and he's just missed the basket, hitting a tree and dropping behind the basket for a safe little tap in 3. He looks like he's having fun. Here's David Bandy. He's got himself about a 7-metre putt. He's gone out to straddle. Must be a bit of a pine in the way. And he's canned the putt. Yes, and the crowd are happy. That's a 2 for David Bandy. Jareth Sweeten currently leading. He's got himself about a 5 to 6 metre putt. And he cans it with his baby blue Discraft Challengers, and he's happy with that. Extending his lead, Dr. Greg Bowers from Seattle, telling me that all is working great with the live stream. It's great to have you on board, mate. Mr. Greg Bowers, of course, being one of Victoria's great assets, now living and based in Seattle with his lovely wife and child. Unfortunately, I've just missed Jareth's tee off, but he pewed the gap, just knocking a tree near the basket, but he'll be inside the circle. Dave holding onto that disc a little too long, pulling it right and hitting early. Rick walks up and pews the gap. He's turned that over slightly, but he's up there. He'd be looking around about a 12-metre putt. Paddy Robinson's opted for the tight hyzer line. Unfortunately, he's clipped the branch early, but he's still centre fairway. A very, very difficult approach here with a large bush on the fairway. It's looking like he's going to be throwing a sidearm. That's a thumber. That is a thumber, ladies and gentlemen, and he has put that up there. He's clipped a branch near the basket and he's dropped. He's inside the circle. He's got time to save his par. We've got the update on the score here. Jason Monk from WA. Here we've got Patrick Robinson. Looks like he's around about 40 metres from the basket. He's going to have a slight little run at it. He's come up short, but he's only a few metres from the basket. So Rick, he's got himself behind a couple of trees. He's probably just outside the circle. And he cans the putt. Solid from Rick Capalco. He jogs in nonchalantly to grab his putter out of the basket. And he's happy. Gives Rocky Robinson from Melbourne the high five. Happy days. Jareth Sweeten. And he is just hot to trot. He's had his putter dialed in all weekend, and that's why he's in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got a couple of tap-ins here from Paddy Robinson and Dave Bandy. And we're off to hole 8, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the world, sponsored by Greg Bowers. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are on top of the world. Number 8 at the Drysdale Disc Golf Course. Jarrett Sweeten. And he has put that down there just nicely. It's hyzering back towards the basket. And he is parked. Ladies and gentlemen, Jarrett Sweeten. This hole, number 8, sponsored by Dr. Greg Bowers. It's an island hole. Rick Kapalko's put his, what can only be known, expected to be a wraith, and unfortunately he's clipped a branch, and which has pulled him into the bush. It's left him with quite a challenging 15 to 20 metre putt from inside the bush. He's put that one high, but that is hyzering in just nicely. He knows his disc. This could be close. Yes, it is. Just coming inside of the basket there. He's left himself with about a 3 metre putt. Paddy's gone very straight. He's brought the OB in slightly, but no, he is safe. But he's left himself with about a 12 metre putt. Rick has completely disappeared now as he's submerged himself into this bush, which lines the beautiful lake here at Drysdale. We're expecting Rick's orange putter to fly out at any moment. One can only expect he'll have a run at it, and he does, and he clips the top of the basket. He's happy. And Paddy cans it. A huge putt to keep himself in the game. Fantastic. And we've got some very easy little tap-ins there from Dave and from Jarrett, who walk away with a nice birdie. Just in time to see Jarrett Sweeten, hole number 9. And he's gone down the guts, and he's turned it over, but he's got through the gap, and he's down. He's got to be close to being inside the circle there. This is the infamous hole 9 at Drysdale, which has been modified slightly over the years. This year, sponsored by Innova Australia, we see a mandatory on the first right tree of the fairway. Players must go to the left of that. We've seen shots straight down the guts. We've seen sidearms, which looks like that Dave Bandy will be throwing now. No, he's gone a forehand roller. My apologies. And that disc has coming around and around. It seems to have been caught up next to a tree, but he's down the fairway. He might have a little look at the basket. Patrick Robinson, 4 strokes behind leader Jarrett Sweeten from Geelong. Paddy has let that one go slightly early. He's hit a tree at the very entrance to the avenue, but he has kicked onto the fairway. Here we have Rick Kapalko, one of the nicest men in disc golf, lining up his tee shot. And he's ripped that down the fairway. That trusty wraith has turned over, but he skids on, and he'll have a look at the basket. Jarrett Sweeten, 16 under par, leading 4 strokes over Patrick Robinson, 2 behind to Rick Kapalko, who's on the same score of 10 under par with Dave Bandy. Paddy has thrown already, and he's put himself straight down the avenue, but he's left himself with about a 6 metre tester. He's went straight at it, but he's come up a little bit short. That's a valiant effort by Rick Kapalko. He's got about a 3 metre putt, 13 metres from the basket. It's a low ceiling here, but he's got a beautiful slinging action to his putt, and I'm pretty certain he's going to get close as the wind picks up here. But that doesn't matter to Dave, and he's just come a little bit short. I may have just talked him into that one. He's got about a 7 to 8 metre putt here, slightly low ceiling. The wind picking up, crossing. and he cashes that dead centre chains. He's happy. A little nod of the head there. Jareth with about a 5 metre comebacker. No worries. Dave also has a comeback putt here of about 5 metres, maybe 4.5, maybe 4 3/4. And ladies and gentlemen, that's hit pro side, but has popped out. Rick cleans up for his par, and David in frustration waves his JK Avia around and just gently puts it inside the basket for a bogey. As we walk along here up to the 15th tee on this final 9, we've got Jareth Sweden 16 under par, leading Patrick Robinson with a 12 under. Jareth has thrown his trusty pink force, which is generally a flippy disc. Unfortunately, he's missed the mandatory. We're at hole 15 here. There is a mandatory tree off the tee here, about 90 metres, which players must pass on the right. The fairway then slopes down to a basket, which is nestled on a slight rise amongst big trees. Paddy Robinson has thrown a beautiful drive, a slight turnover, clearing the Mando and putting himself on the downside of the hill. And a great opportunity to put the disc under the basket. Rick Capalco has turned over his Wraith and has come up early. He hasn't passed the Mando. Dave Bandy has turned one over, but he has unfortunately clipped the tree high, knocking the disc down, and he is still yet to make the mandatory. As we walk down the 15th fairway here, I might just talk briefly to Oscar Feldberg from Melbourne. And Oscar, did you enjoy the tournament?
Yeah, this is my first tournament. I've been playing for a few months and played in the novice division, and yeah, it was a great experience, and looking forward to playing more tournaments.
And not only did Oscar play in the novice division, but I believe you won it. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Oscar. Rick here with his second drive has turned one over, but he has clipped the tree early and dropped. He's still got about a 70 metre shot, which will require some navigation through some thick trees to get to the basket. What looks to be a roller, that's correct, has come out of his hand. He's turned that over quite early, and it seems he's made the Mando, but it is rolling around and comes up just on the path, which is inbounds. Jareth Sweden from the drop zone, throwing his trusty pink force again. He's hung that out wide. He's about 20 metres from the basket. He's got a very, very long par save putt. Patrick seems to be lining up a hyzer approach to this basket. He's up that early, but he's managed to sneak through around the first trees, but he's unhappy, and he's left himself around about a 25 metre upshot for par. We've got Rick Capalco throwing a sidearm, skipping around the backside of those trees towards the basket. He's still got about an 8 metre putt. That's a good recovery from there. And as we walk down here on the 15th fairway, chatting to Geelong Disc Golf's Dylan Feldman. How are you, mate? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, good weekend, yeah. Finished off strong.
Par in the last round, very solid. How old are you, Dylan? 15 years old. And Dylan was playing, I believe, in the MA3 division. And did you have a win today?
Yes.
Excellent. I'll just turn the camera over to Dave Bandy, who's on the path, looking to line up a flick approach with his nuke. He's gone through the gap, and he has pured that and skipping up towards the basket, and he's hit the base. Ladies and gentlemen, an excellent approach there from Perth's David Bandy. Here we have Jarrett Sweeten taking what would be his 4th shot, having missed the mandatory on his drive, throwing 3 from the mandatory. A good shot, but still short of the basket. He's lining this one up. He's about 22 metres from the basket. But he is so on this weekend that he's happy to have a go, and he does, and he just falls short of the basket. Paddy jump putting an upshot underneath the basket. He's happy to take his par, taking what would be 1 stroke off Jareth with 2 holes to play. Here we have Rick Balco with a 7-metre putt, psyching himself up. Slight headwind picking up, and unfortunately Rick's come up short, hitting the front of the basket and dropping down. Here we have Jareth tapping out with the bogey 5. Patrick taking his par 4 along with Dave, and Rick also with the bogey. Please excuse the break in transmission. I'm a little out of breath as we've come up a hill for hole 16. David Bandy teeing off. He's put that one down there. It's a very straight flying disc. It's turning, and it is parked. And he's happy. I did manage to unfortunately miss the first drive from Patrick Robinson. I believe he may have turned it over and left himself with a challenging putt. Jareth has put his buzz custom stamped down onto the green. He's got about a 6-metre putt for birdie. Rick's thrown his trusty Wraith down. It's heisened a little early and clipped the tree and dropped. And as we walk down here, the 16th fairway, I will say hello to Olivia and Monia. And where have you guys come from for the Victorian Open?
I've come from Wollongong.
Wollongong.
From Canberra.
Wow, there we go. So some travelling disc golfers, and you enjoy yourself this weekend.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. We have.
Yeah,
It's
we're
been
really
fantastic.
enjoying ourselves. This is the final 9, so very exciting.
And he's had a run at it. Unfortunately, he's just turned that disc over a little too much. As we can see here, we've got a 3-stroke lead to Jarrett Sweeten over Paddy Robinson. And he cashes the putt. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge putt here on the penultimate hole of the final 9 at the Victorian Disc Golf Open. Cheers from the crowd as Paddy takes a birdie here. Jarrett Sweeten lining up for his birdie putt. And he cashes it. He matches Paddy's birdie. And Dave also taps in for his birdie putt. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are on the final hole of the men's Open Final 9. Jarrett Sweeten with a 3-shot lead over local Paddy Robinson. Paddy coming up a little short in his drive. David Bandy. David Bandy with his DX rock. Grunts a little bit off the tee in unhappiness with these drives, but it turns out okay. A little half after Rocky Robinson. Here we have tournament leader Jarrett Sweeten. He sawed that one off slightly early, but he is up the hill. He gets a little skip. He's left himself with about a 8-9 metre putt downhill towards the basket. Here we have 14 off Rick Kapalko. Oh, cries of get in the hole as he runs the basket here on the final line. Walk up the steep hill here on the 17th fairway. A 3-shot lead to Jarrett Sweeten of Geelong, followed by Patrick Robinson, 3 strokes behind on 13 under par. David Bandy, 10 under, and Ricky Palco, 9 under par. The crowd watching in anticipation as we make our way up this steep hill. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be deceived. This is a very, very steep hill and a death putt. As the cameraman is caught unawares, Jarrett laying up. Paddy Robinson also laying up into the small bunker in which this basket sits. David Bandy, despite a good tee shot, seemed to have rolled down the hill, and what I believe would be the 4th time this weekend, and no doubt he'll tell me later on, he did can the putt in the 3rd round, so I wouldn't putt it past him right now. Unfortunately, he clips the basket left, but he's safe with the disc heading into the bunker. This men's Pro Open putting out. We've got ladies and gentlemen, cheers from the crowd. Hugs from his mates and competitors, but most of all mates. A hug from the wife. A stunning effort this weekend. And your winner, Jarrett Sweeten, tournament director.
How many viewers have we got?
We've got 10 viewers at the moment.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
pathetic.
we've averaged. It's been alright. We've had some good viewership over the final line. And are you happy, mate? Silly question, but how do you feel?
I'm a little bit happy. It's after last year and just missing out. Yeah, it feels pretty good. Pretty good. First A-tier win. Thank you.
First A-tier win for Geelong's Jarrett Sweeten, and tournament director, mind you. So all the pressure of running a tournament like this and then putting in all those hard effort in the lead up, and then coming out and just winning it. Amazing.
It's unheard of, isn't it?
And what was the biggest reason why you won this year?
This year, oh, I would have to say, the putts kept me in it, but some good drives, some good shots, yeah, and in the wooded holes, in the tight holes, kept me in it. So.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thanks to the 10 viewers, though. I appreciate you.
That's,
watching.
we're up to 12 now, so we're okay. We're up to 12. And yeah, and a nice shout out there from Greg Bowers, TD and Champ. Nice multitasking jazz. So
Thanks,
he's
Greg.
happy for you. And
Thanks for sponsoring. Thanked you all weekend.
yeah, he certainly did. And we'll wrap it up here from Drysdale, Geelong, for the 2017.
Sweetens did it.
The Swedes did do it. We have the women's FA1 division winner, Cassie Sweeten, dual champs, just taken over the disc golf world. And yes, the season 2017 has got off to a good start. We'll wrap it up here. Thanks for joining in and putting up with my shenanigans. And good night.